Factor out the GCF. 16xy squared z cubed minus 12x squared y squared z squared. I'm going to rewrite this polynomial below so that I can focus on it. 12x squared y squared z squared. And now we're going to look for the greatest common factor. If we start with the coefficients, 16 and 12 are both divisible by 4. So the GCF is going to contain a 4. Now we have to look at the variables, and we're going to look at each one separately. If we look at the x's, we have x and x squared. Now both of those contain an x, so the GCF is going to contain an x. Now let's look at the y squareds. Both of them contain a y squared. That means they're both divisible by y squared, and so the GCF will contain a y squared. Now if we look at the z's, we have z cubed and z squared. Both of those are divisible by z squared, so the GCF will contain a z squared. And now that we have the GCF, 4xy squared z squared, we can look and see what the leftovers will be. We're going to start by looking at 16xy squared z cubed. If we pull out a 4 from 16, that's going to leave us with 4. If we pull out the x from the x, that goes away, so the x is already gone. The same with the y squareds. We started off with a y squared, but we pulled out a y squared, so the y squareds are gone. And lastly, we look at the z's. We had a z cubed, but we pulled out a z squared, so that leaves us with one factor of z, or just z. So the first leftover is 4z. Then we're going to have minus, because it's a difference, and we're going to look at the second term. If we start with 12 and pull out a 4, that's going to leave us with 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. If we look at the x's, x squared divided by x is just x. If we look at the y's, y squared divided by y squared is 1. We've pulled out all the y's. And then the same is true with the z's. If we start off with z squared but pull out a z squared, we're left with no z's. So all we have there is that 3x, which ends our leftovers. And our final answer is going to be 4xy squared z squared times the quantity 4z minus 3x.